Welcome back to another vlog of my experienced teacher through the action research pathway, looking at self-paced mastery in a flipped gamified classroom. That's quite a mouthful. So we're 2 lessons into the actual work lessons at the moment, and it's working really well. I haven't had to pick up pretty much anyone on behaviour. All my kids have really been working hard, and this has meant that the class is pretty hectic for me. Fortunately, because all the activities are done already, and they can get those activities on the class website, which looks like this. Get those activities on the class website, and I've got everything printed out in folders at the front of the classroom. That's all been working pretty well. Something that I've found out, I didn't want to print off, because there's so many activities, I didn't want to print off a class set of every single activity, because by the time you get 60 activities and 24 kids, that's a whole heap of paper. So I went through each one and printed off what I thought roughly would how much interest there'd be in each one, and I've found already that a couple of them I had to print off extra ones because once sort of a few people are doing the same activity, students see their peers doing that activity and they go for that one as well. So that's something that I didn't expect in there, which has put a little bit of a spanner, but not too much, because they were able to actually, if that wasn't there, go on to work on something else, which worked nicely. The other reason I was hectic is because I was actually heading around the class and checking work. And talking to the kids about their work and their understanding and giving them feedback in the moment, which is hectic in a classroom, but that's where all the good learning is. One of the things I found in my first lesson hard was that I was trying to make a record. So with the gamification, we've got the Classcraft there, but I can't sort of go have a look at a kid and then put it up on Classcraft, go to the kid, put it up on Classcraft. There just wasn't enough time. So I had a piece of paper with me, and I was going around writing down on my piece of paper who had done what. And this became, as you can see from my piece of paper here, very messy. This was not something that I was able to, I wanted to sustain in the future. So for the second lesson, what I did is I got a printout of the class roll, and we're able to do this using our learning management system, or the thing that we keep the roles in, whatever that is. And I was able to actually print out a copy of the roll, and then put these titles, and I put some of the titles in of things that were happening. And so I've just put dots. So black dots was that first day. So I transposed the scrap paper over to this. So the black dots is yesterday and green dots for today. So now I can, and as people or as students did different activities, I just wrote the different activity in here and put the dot in for that particular student. So now I'll be able to go into Classcraft and do all of that out of class. So I'm not sitting, spending the class on the computer, but rather moving around with kids. Now, as far as how this is going, I think it's off to a good start. As I said, we haven't had any behaviour problems, which means it's just me going around talking to kids and giving them feedback, which is great. I've seen every kid, in both classes, I spoke to every kid in the class. I was able to look at samples of every kid in the class work and give every kid in the class feedback. So as far as a pedagogy goes, I think that's off to a pretty good start. We'll see where we go from here. Peace.